All right, good morning. I'm a little late to this. I apologize. I'll be posting this here in a bit. I'm also putting the camera sideways. Hopefully that works a little better. Lesson 116 from last night. This first one's kind of tricky. We talked about the Whoop-It method. What number times 4 equals 1? And what number times 3 equals 6? Well, we know that 2 times 3 equals 6. But we don't know what number times 4 equals 1, and we really can't do that. So what I was thinking is, we have our answer, right? 1/6. And I know that 1/6 is simplified. So if I multiply the 1 and the 6, the numerator, the denominator times 2, I get 2/12. And then I could do that again, and I could get 3/18 and 4/24. So what I have done here is I've just created 4 equivalent ratios, or 4 equivalent fractions. Sorry, not ratios, 4 equivalent fractions. All these 4 are equal to each other. They mean the same thing. So I can come up with a number that will get me to 4/24. So now I go back to my original problem, and I know that 8 times 3 is 24, and 1 times 4 is 4 to give me 4/24. So number 1's kind of tricky. Let me know if you have any questions on that one. Number 2 is kind of weird. I just wrote this out again. All right, I don't know how many cookies this recipe makes. It doesn't tell me. Most recipes make a dozen cookies, but I don't know if that's true or not. So I just got B as being correct. The ratio of flour to cookie dough is 2 to 1/2. Number 3, I used is over of equals percent over 100, but don't forget you could still use the ratio table as well. The question says 40% of what? When it has of something, or you looking for the unknown there, looking for the unknown there, I always just use X for that. And if I used is over of equals percent over 100, that's the formula to solve. Then I could cross multiply. 50 times 100 is 5,000. X times 40 is 40x. Now there's my equation. 5,000 equals 40x. And then I take 5,000 and divide it by 40, and I get 125, or 40 times what, or 40 times x equals 5,000, and that would be 125. But again, look at the ratio table here. I know that 40% is 50, so that must mean that 80% is 100, 20% is 25. If I add those two together, it will give me 100% of the number, which is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 100% of the number. Here, number 4. That's the distributive property. That's the original expression. And so I just take 5 and multiply it by 5x, and I get 25x. I take 5, multiply it by 3y, and I get 15y. The question wants me to write the sum of 2 terms. So remember, 25x is a term, 15y is a term. That's 2 terms. It's showing the sum because it's adding them both up right there. Remember, these 2 expressions are equivalent. They're the same. All right, hopefully you like that. Let me know if you have any questions.